Hello, Coolers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with left back Alejandro Balde, who in a recent interview talked Jordi Alba, Marcos Alonso, and his World Cup dream. We are going to be discussing on what the teenager had to say on those topics. Secondly, talking on the female team, of course, the El Clasico took place yesterday. The Barcelona Femenine trashed Real Madrid 4 goals to nil. We are going to be discussing on how the game went about. So guys, before we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch the video right up to the very end. Alejandro Balde has been a revelation for FC Barcelona this season. From being a youth player at Barca Athletic, the youngster has become the first choice left back for the senior side in a matter of months. During his rapid rise to prominence, Balde has been able to move ahead of players such as Jordi Alba and Marcos Alonso in the pecking order. Balde has opened up on the team competitions at Barcelona. In a recent interview, he hailed Jordi Alba in the process, while voicing his desire to play for Spain in the upcoming FIFA World Cup. He said, "Competition is always good and makes all of us better. It is an honor to share a position with two players in the category of Alba and Alonso," he said in an interview with Spanish TV, TV3. Balde has racked up over 1,000 minutes of football in all competitions this season, which is far more than Alonso and Jordi Alba. But the youngster holds Alba in particular in high regard, adding that, "For me, Jordi Alba is a reference. He gives me a lot of good advice." The 19-year-old went on to talk about his skill set as a player, especially when it comes to going forward. He also talked about his versatility, having been deployed as a right back on few occasions by Xavi this season. He said, "I have offensive potential, but there is still a lot of room for improvement defensively," Balde said. "It's a challenge that gives me experience. As players, we have to be ready wherever the team needs us." Finally, Alejandro Balde suggests it would be a dream come true for him to be selected by Luis Enrique for the Spanish national team for the FIFA World Cup in Qatar, saying that to play the World Cup in Qatar would be a dream. Balde is yet to receive a maiden cap for Spain so far in his career. However, we have witnessed last-minute calls by national team coaches in the past, including Christoph Kramer's selection in the 2014 FIFA World Cup. And as a gear up for the next week's final selection, it will be interesting to see who gets the final nod in Luis Enrique's squad. Alejandro Balde has been one of the revelations for the team this season. I think he has been doing so well. To displace Alba and Alonso in their positions means a lot, and I think he deserves it. He has been enjoyable to watch. Offensively and defensively, Balde is so good. And he's still young, so he has a lot of time to play for Barcelona. I think he has been a huge surprise because heading into this new season, not many people saw Balde as a player who even feature for, in a handful of games like what we have seen so far this season. Jordi Alba was seen as still the undisputed starter at the left back, but we saw how drastic things changed after the first game of the La Liga season against Rayo Vallecano, where of course Jordi Alba was the starter in that game, but he made some silly errors. He was not focused, and henceforth Xavi decided to opt for Alejandro Balde as his first choice left back. And when Marcos Alonso came in on deadline day in the transfer window in the summer, people thought that maybe, just maybe, Alonso might come to displace the youngster as first choice. But nothing happened. Alonso is the second choice. So Balde is so impressive to watch, being the first choice. Have always been playing so well in all the games. Consistency, I think he's good. And talking about the World Cup that is coming in Qatar, in almost 2 weeks' time, many people expect Luis Enrique to at least call him for in the squad list, because I think the player has been phenomenal this season for me, I think it would be unfair if he does not make it in the squad for Spain in the FIFA World Cup. So I think you can see the way he was admitting in that interview that it would be a dream for him for Luis Enrique to call him for the Spain squad, because he has never played for the first team ever. He has always been playing, but for the under 19, under 18, whatever. But he wants to play the World Cup. And so far, his performances, I think Enrique might be tempted to call him for the squad heading into the FIFA World Cup. And I'm also impressed by the fact that the youngster did hail the two left backs that he competes with, Jordi Alba and Marcos Alonso. And I think he's mature enough to at least talk so highly of Jordi Alba and also for Marcos Alonso, who are veterans in the squad now, and admitting that he has been taking a lot of advice from Jordi Alba and appreciates them a lot. He sees Alba as a reference as he grows in his career as a left back. Then on to the final story of discussion. Barcelona Femení continued their title defense in the league this season as they took on Real Madrid Femino. For the first El Clasico of the season, the Catalans were on a 12-game winning streak, with their last loss coming against Bayern Munich during pre-season. Today, they did not hold back against Clasico rivals, beating them 4-0 in Madrid, with 2 goals coming in each half. Ana Maria opened the scoring for Barcelona in the 4th minute, courtesy of an assist from Patricia Guijaro. Nearly 40 minutes later, a centre-back Mapi Lyon set up Guijaro to double the leads. Frankly, Madrid were lucky to only concede 4 thus far. However, their luck soon caught up with them as Aitna Bonmati scored the third in the 52nd minute, with Anne Maria claiming the assist. With 9 minutes of regulation time left back Fridolina Rolfo buried Madrid with the 4th goal of the game. FC Barcelona have continued their faultless 2022-23 season, scoring 29 goals in the league so far while conceding just 2 goals. They are also 2 for 2, in the Champions League with a bizarre 13 goals scored. Great performance there from our girls, of course, winning Madrid 4-0 in the Clasico yesterday. I think this have been a one-sided Clasico for a long time, talking about the female team. Barcelona, they are an enjoyable side to watch. Our women are doing so well. Last season, they went perfect. In fact, they had perfect La Liga last season, winning all the 30 matches. And so far this season, they are playing so well and they are still leading the table in the league. And the Clasico yesterday was another big step forward for them to retain their title as the league champions. Last season, the Champions League was the only problem for them because they were beaten in the final by Lyon. But I think they are doing so well. They are doing so well. How I wish our male team come back to their very best and to dominate Europe like how our female team is doing right now. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye for now.